passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on, so Nuhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
On to the back end of Phil Jocelyn, so there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot have fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. And Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, look at the Tyson! Haven't got it!
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start chopper. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's gonna do it! Big Barry! Good evening and welcome to the American Sim Racing League Round 12 live from Mid-Ohio. I'm James Parfit. I'm going to be here guiding you through all the action this evening. And one that we can look out for is going to be absolutely incredible racing here with the GT4s. We can bring you up the championship standings as they current stand, and it is Brody Gunter out in front on 4.73 with Dave Seats on 4.30 and Brian Dees on 3.19, Robert Henry on 3.09, Johnny Alford on 2.58, Corey Rutherford on 2.23 with Joshua Rutherford on 2.05, Andres Martinez 1.94, Andrew Palicki 1.85 and Dalton Kilroy on 1.71. Then beyond that we've got Calvin Levy, Wright Pepper, Rick Thompson, Kenneth Eastip, Keith Shepherd, Paul Ellison, Corey Groves and Jarrell Williams. Then we got Facundo Rago, Derek Moorish, Anthony Sprotts, Nicholas Batista, Terry Crouch, Fred Thompson, Alex Howland, Ryan Flanagan, and Garrett Rainey. We are here at Mid-Ohio currently, and it's 3.56 kilometers in length, 2.258 miles, 13 turns. That includes Thunder Valley, the S's, the Carousel, and the Keyhole. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you are here, don't forget to stop by and say hi. We are just currently going into qualifying. And the format for this evening is we will have a 20-minute heat one. Then we'll have a brief warm-up, and then we'll go into a 40-minute feature with a full reverse here. 17 cars on track of these GT4s. We've got Aston Martins, McLarens, Mercedes, BMWs, and Porsches. So a full house of the GT4 cars here on track this evening, and I think it's going to be absolutely epic. Don't forget, last time out at Iowa Speedway, it was Brody Gunter who took Heat 1, and then in the feature, it was Anthony Prost who took the victory. So stay tuned for this one. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all having this fabulous evening. It is rather hot out here in the UK currently at the moment. But at this moment in time, 22 starts for Brody Gunter, 14 wins, 17 top 10s, 19 top 10s, and 17 top 5s. Surely he's got to be one of the favourites for today's race, because let's put it this way. He is out in front by 20 points, and it is only 20 for a win, and then down 1 point all the way down to 20th place, where they do secure 1 point. So all of these drivers will get 1 point here, and they will be able to get points on the board. They'll get a minimum of 1, depending on how they get on. So there we go. We've got Joshua Rutherford in the Aston Martin. So let's see what he will be able to do here with the time on the doors and see how he gets on. But it's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be an interesting one. So stay tuned and sit back, relax, get a drink, grab some popcorn, and just chill out for 2 races of GT4 action. So it's nice and hot here currently in the UK. Hope you're all staying a little bit cooler where you are, and you're not roasting as we are here as well. It's a very interesting circuit, Mid-Ohio. You know, they do have open seating, which covers about 75,000 of their capacity, with the bleachers holding a further 12,000 seats. It is a FIA Grade 2 circuit. They do currently hold the IndyCar Series and the IMSA Sports Car Championship, with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and the FR as well. America's there as well. The Trans Am Series as well. It did formerly hold the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the B&L Transport 170. Now, it held the NASCAR Series up until 2021, believe it or not, as well. I think that would have been an interesting one, because obviously NASCAR's and on this circuit probably really don't work there as well. DX Racing, this first race is a banger, brother, it says. Well, that's something for me to look out for here as well. I don't know the results of this evening's race. Obviously, this race was run on Wednesday evening, guys, so we are bringing you up the full replay of the race as well. The only capability is we unfortunately cannot bring you replays, because it just doesn't like it here currently at the moment, but we will bring it as if it is live. I do not know the results. I have not looked at the results, so I do not have a clue who won this race, and or who won the second one. So no spoilers, DK, because at the end of the day, I want to sit back and actually enjoy it. Okay, so no spoilers for you, sir. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it with us here as well, because I think, by all accounts then, as we full well know, it is an absolute banger. So let's see how they all get on. It's very tricky, this circuit, where, you know, Joshua Rutherford here as well, going on board with Joshua as he's coming up through the left-hander of turn 7. Then we're going to drop round to 8. On to the brakes at 9, we go into Thunder Valley, and then we just basically plummet down a hill on that run round into 10. And then we're going to go to left-hander of 11. And then round the carousel of 12 here, as we're coming into the final few minutes of quali. Oh, and then he's going to go into the pits. Well, that's handy, unfortunately. But there we go. And we're in the pit lane. So, what more could we ask for? But let's wait for everything to come up and ready to go. But thank you so much there, DK, for joining us. Hope you enjoy it. It's, by all accounts, then, it's going to be an exciting one. As I say, I do not know who won. I do not know the results. So, and I do not know whoever had any incidents either. However, I did get a little tidbit earlier on from the, I think it was Brian Dees, basically, who told me to be aware of race 2, the number 17 car in race 2. That's what he said. So I'll have to keep an eye out and see if we can find what happened there. Because by the sounds of it, it was an exciting one for Brian Dees, especially in race 2. So hopefully we'll have some interesting action. Do you know what happened, DK, in race 2? I'm presuming we do, judging by that. I'm guessing we know what happened in race 2. So I will try and keep an eye out. Yes, be very afraid of the 17 car. Okay, well, maybe then we'll just focus on him at the start and see what happens, because obviously I don't know when it was or how it was. So we'll have to pay close attention to the 17 car in race 2. But we are just waiting for everything to tidy up here for quali. And then we'll be able to hopefully bring you up the grid of race 1. The Brian Dees in the 17 there is responsible for what I can only presume would be some rather fracas action. But here is the grid. Here we've got David Seats out in front, Johnny Alford in second, Dalton Kilroy third, Rob Henry fourth, Kenny Step fifth, Alex Howland sixth, Gerald Williams 17th, Nick Batista 8th, Rick Thompson in 9th, Corey Rutherford 10th, Joshua Rutherford 11th, Calvin Levy is down in 12th. Brian Dees 13th, Brody Gunter 14th, Fred Thompson 15th, Casey Campbell 16th, and Rennie Garcia there is the last place man on the track. So guessing then we have to pay close attention. Yeah, Brian had gotten a new wheel and tried to get it set up, but it didn't work, so he had to race on a controller. Oh, yes. Brian was on the Xbox controller, wasn't he, if I remember correctly? I think that may have involved his message. Brian Dees was saying that he was on an Xbox controller. So, yeah, I bet that was rather exciting to watch. Fearful would be the word. Exciting, possibly not, but... Well, what can we say? Let's see how it gets on. I'm guessing it didn't go so well for the number 13, Brian Dees here, who is in 13th place at the moment. And we are up and running, up underway, and it's David Seats going out in front with Dalton Kilroy in second place on this run down into turn 1. Johnny Alford in third. He stepped fourth as well. Rob Henry looks like he's taking a diver as well off track, or he's even having that or internet problems. He's going up and down the order like an absolute yo-yo here. But Dave Seats in front, Kilroy second, Alford third, as they're running down now into the keyhole on this run out into turn 3. But Seats there up front, Kilroy second, Alford right behind him currently as well. Nose tucked in, ready to go. And Dalton Kilroy going to try and give him a run in that Porsche as he heads down through turn 3 and coming into the right-hander of 4. We're going to be hard on the brakes once more. Round we go through 4 and up and running. And see how they get on here. We've got 19 minutes remaining of this 20-minute race. But there is action all the way through the field currently at the moment in time, all the way down. Even Corey Rutherford and Calvin Levy having a good backwards and forwards battle once more here. And they're doing an absolutely stellar job as they're coming off, dropping down the hill. So let's keep an eye on that battle. That mid-pack battle led by Nick Batista in day number 67. in the Aston Martin with Alex Howland right behind him. Ken Easter in front of them with Jared Williams. He's behind him. The two BMWs being chased down by Brody Gunter in a McLaren. Brody up 7 places at the minute. The man leading the championship, as we saw, with the most amount of wins this season as well. No fewer than 14 wins across the whole season already, and Brody Gunter is coming through the field like an absolute banshee, up 7, and basically we're only on lap 2. He's just taken another one here as well. He's now up 8. He's chasing down Eastep. Let's see how Brody Gunter can get on and whether or not he can get through. He is in that keyhole now. Seats is under attack in the Porsche from Kilroy, and this alone could be an exciting one, as Seats there out in front, Kilroy right behind him. Eastep just lost a place to Gunter as well. Gunter's up 9 now, chasing down Rob Henry. He's got 2.4 seconds back on that one. Calvin Levy here in the Mercedes, chasing down Rene Garcia down in 13th and 14th. They're coming around the right-hander of 4 at this moment in time as well, before they go around the left-hander of 5. These two battling it out once more. Nick Batista for 420 Motorsport here. Still got Alex Howland in the Mercedes and Jarrell Williams, who is 1.28 seconds up the road. But Jarrell Williams himself is right next to Eastep. The two BMWs going side by side now, as you can see, coming round 11. And Williams there basically just passes Eastep, and Eastep carrying on once more as he's going along. And now Eastep is currently sitting in 7th, with Williams up 1 in 6th, and then Brody Gunter up 9 places in that McLaren, and is now, believe it or not, already behind Rob Henry. So Gunter is having an absolute flyer here in this first race, and is doing an absolute stellar job of making up ground on these guys as well. Championship leader here, don't forget, for the ASRL, for the GT4s, and now on their run up round turn 3. He's tucked up here. Is he going to be able to make that move on Rob Henry coming through turn 4? It's going to be a big old dive if he does. If he does make it, he's going to have to pull out. He doesn't pull out straight away. Goes round the right-hander and then drops down the left-hander of turn 5, right up behind his fellow McLaren driver of Henry. Round the right-hander now we go. Off through turn 6, Brody Gunter's going to take it around the outside. Is he currently at the moment? Not here. Surely he's not going to be able to do it as he comes into Thunder Valley. Turn 9, big plummet down the hill they go. But it is these two McLarens backwards and forwards here, having an absolute stellar battle. Brody Gunter is just looking like an absolute speed demon here currently at the moment as well. And it is gaining, as I say, he's up 9 places here, and what an absolute barnstorming battle there as well. Rick Thompson also having a nice one with Howland. Howland's with Batista. These guys are further down the order. They're down in 8th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. 8th, 9th, and 10th, sorry. And Goodnow has passed Henry round turn 1. Goodnow's on a mission. What is going on here? He's made up 10 places and we're only on lap 4. 15 minutes remaining still. He's got a good opportunity to catch in the front 2 here, I'll tell you that much. So, keep close an eye on Mr. Gunter. Thompson is losing time to Howland. Howland's now nearly pulled out a second. He's side by side with Batista on this run up into turn 3. Batista's just got his nose back in front. On board we go. Tucked up right behind him now. Batista, we're going to pull out to the right-hand side. Are we going to have the inside for 4? We've got to be late on the brakes here in that Mercedes. Is he going to be that late? No, but Batista, where are you going? No, Nick Batista. Oh, pulls right out in front of Corey Rutherford there, gets a big old slide on, and Rutherford just hits the brakes to try and stop going into the back of him there. Didn't really have much choice, I don't think, either, to be honest, because he was coming on track, and he was coming thick and fast. There's current intervals there as well. Corey Rutherford right behind him. Tucked up in that McLaren, down front, through Thunder Valley they go, coming around the right-hander of turn 10 here. And Corey Rutherford from the Work in Progress Racing team is going around the left-hander of 11, chasing down Nick Batista in front. Calvin Levy, Casey Campbell look like they've had a little bit of a ta-ta-ta. Rick Thompson's gone off, unfortunately, as well. Batista's there in front. Thompson comes back right in the middle. Questionable rejoin? Maybe. That's actually Garcia behind him currently at the moment. So Garcia tucked up here for the Daan Transportation Racing Team once more. Seats is still out in front, and he's still got Kilroy right behind him currently as well. Kilroy not letting him up, not letting him having a go. And Kilroy in that Monster Energy Porsche there. Nice car. Coming up now around turn 6. And we're going to sweep up through 7 and 8. There we go. And then into through turn 9. Thunder Valley we go. Dropping down the hill. Where is Brody Gunter? He's only 1.3 back at the moment, so he's nearly there. There is Gunter. There is Alford in front of us in the Porsche. Look at Gunter. He just pulls in time. Unbelievable. The kid's got glue on his tyres. What an absolute mission there for Brody Gunter. He's sticking to the track. He poured out so much time out of Alford. He's now only got 3 attempts before he makes him another victim of the Brody Gunter overtake train here, as he is currently up 10 places, sitting in 4th there as well. There's a man off track. Garcia is off circuit in turn, well, he's right by the carousel, so he's just gone off as well. Alford has got Gunter. That Pennzoil Porsche, I've not seen a Pennzoil livery for absolutely ages. And I've got to admit, it's looking rather dapper there. Good jobs, young sir. Love that. But I've got a funny feeling you're just about to be overtaken again here. And Rene Garcia just about, it looks like he's been off track once more. He's dropped down at places. Joshua Rutherford and Corey Rutherford here. And Josh out in front of Corey currently at the moment. Gunter's now chasing down Dalton Kilroy and has literally got that below a second already with 11.5 minutes remaining. Surely he's not going to take the win. Starting from 14th place. Makes you wonder how he qualified down in 14th. If he's all the way up into 3rd and we're only on lap 6 and we've still got 11 minutes to go of this 20-minute race. So surely he doesn't get first place here. As I say, I've not seen the results of this. This was from Wednesday night's GT4. Do you know what? At the moment, I wouldn't put it past him here. I've got this funny feeling that I would not put it past Gunter for catching these guys and taking that victory. I'm not going to lie. He is doing an absolutely stellar job. He looks unbelievably quick. He is near enough a whole second faster than Kilroy on that last lap. Kilroy with a 1:29. Gunter with a 1:28. So Gunter is definitely looking speedy. He's taken the inside already. He's going around Kilroy now. He's going to have that inside run for turn 4. They've got back markers coming up in front of him currently at the moment. And Gunter out there from Goldmine Racing is out in front once more. He's going to go round the left-hander and he takes that second place away from Kilroy. Just seats in front of him now. And, well, if he's passing everybody like he has done previously, he is going to make this rather easy. Etty Creations, says Unarmed Fry. Not sure what that is in conjunction to. Let me know. Thank you so much. Oh, Gunter there with seats in front of him. I tell you what, Gunter has got this McLaren absolutely planted, especially as the fact that they're in a fixed setup as well. That everybody's in equal machinery, but Brody Gunter sitting down on an A license of 1.6k makes you wonder why you just don't drive GT4s. Because if he is this exceptionally quick that he has proven already, up 12 places into second, it makes you wonder why he just doesn't drive GT4s to get that higher up. Because clearly he's a bit of a swift one in the GT4s is Gunter, and now has got seats currently in front of him. His most favourite place so far has been down into turn 4. If he gets an exit out of Keogh, he's going to be going after Seats here. Seats has surely got to go on the defensive. 9 minutes remaining of Heat 1. Does Seats hold on? Or does Gunter get him? Does Kilroy get himself back in as well? Well, he didn't make it this time around, Gunnar, but it doesn't mean that he isn't going to make it next time. 128.0, 129.23, 130.05 for Seats. It's only a matter of time, I think. Howland has just gone past Eastep as well. He's just made up a position, currently down in 7th. Williams, unfortunately, has just lost a position to Henry. Henry looks like he's out, but then he's jumping back as well. So I don't know if Rob Henry was having a bit of a internet blinking issue currently at the moment, as we've got the number 16 Casey Campbell going grass tracking on the side of the circuit currently at the moment, as everybody else, Thompson and who was that in front of him, was going past him here. Does Seats survive? That's the question. One of the people who do the broadcasting on this channel, Callum Milam. Basically Callum works for JPB, so he is one of the broadcasters and commentators on JPB, does the GT4s with me on a Wednesday. So if that's who you're referring to, Dave Seats still being under pressure from Gunter. And that is Gunter right behind us. That is all Seats sees currently at the moment. That gold and black with white striped McLaren right behind him as he's coming on this run up through turn 3 they go. Here comes Gunter. Is he going to be able to make the most of it? 1/10 back at the moment. He's not. He's hanging on. Once more, 7 minutes on the clock. He's incredibly quick through this section. Look at this. Oh, Gunter's going to be looking to try and make a move. He didn't quite get through this time. He's tucked up right behind the leader. Everybody else is fairly spread out at the moment across track, but it is these 4 guys who are separated by literally about 1.2 seconds from first to 4th, and well, it's incredibly close. 1.4 now back to Alford. Seats is hanging on. I've got to be honest. He's almost climbing a mountain without gloves, and he's got his fingertips on it because he can see it, he can try it, but just Gunter looks incredibly speedy. And I think for Seats, it's definitely going to be a tough one, shall we say, for the rest of these 6.5 minutes. And I think he's going to be trying to hang on here once more. Unarmed Fry, yes. Thank you so much for that. Here we go now. Gunter's going to go out the inside. Don't leave the door open. Oh. Seats has got to defend for his life. Gunter's trying. He's pushing. Going to have a better exit out at the moment, and not as good as what he has done previously. Has now dropped back 5/10. Johnny Alford in the Pennzoil Porsche there behind the monster liveried Kilroy on this run down into turn 4. Is he going to be able to make a move up the inside? It's not. We've got 2 McLarens, 2 Porsches, and then we got the McLaren of Rob Henry, who is literally 8 seconds back at the moment. Mr. Henry is having a rather lonely race. He's got 8 seconds to the guys in front. He's got about 3 seconds to Williams behind him. So he is literally driving around on his own. But Seats, once more, is under pressure here from Gupfer as they're going into the last 5 minutes, dropping through turn 10 and into turn 11. Watch the speed difference. Gunter just closes up the speed. Seats is there. You can see, watch, all of a sudden you go straight back. Gunter's literally 3 back. Carries amazing speed around this part of the circuit. Through the last corner they go. Off down the start-finish straight. And is he going to get him down into turn 1? Well, we know the answer to that as being no. But we also know Gunter's favourite place currently. Oh! Seats is still there. They're side by side going into the keyhole. I thought Seats disappeared on me for a minute as he went plunging down the order. That would have been an unfortunate incident. Right, now here we go. Gunter's favourite place on the way up into turn 4. Is he going to get him again? Do not leave the inside of that track open. That's it. Cover it off. Cover it off. You've got to defend your life. Build the wall. Do whatever you need to do. Gunter's going to... Oh, really? Oh. Gunter's off as well. Gunter's off the track. Unfortunately for him, Gunter is now down in 3rd place. Did Seats manage to recover? He's recovering. How bad's the steering? That's going to be the question. He's trying to get it back on track. There's just nowhere for him to get it back. There you go. Wait for everybody else to go through. How about your steering? drivable? Maybe. But Dalton Kilroy now inherits the lead after contact there between Seats and Gunter. I'm not going to lie, from that initial reaction, it did look like Seats come across over on Gunter. And, yeah, we might have to have a look back at that at the end when we can do a little bit of whistles and rewind it here on lap 11 for race 1. Because I would like to have another view on that. I've got a funny feeling Seats may have come over onto Gunter. Gunter was trying to go around the outside and Seats went to close the door a little bit too late. And unfortunately for him, Seats is in the pits. So there we go. That answers the question. Rene Garcia and the Rutherford brothers in front currently at the moment. Corey and Josh, the work in progress racing. Corey at the moment in the McLaren behind there. Is he going to be able to get through? Is Corey going to get one over here as well? And who is car number 16? Casey Campbell. Having a horrible time of it at the moment. Grass tracking once more. Off at turn 5. And unfortunately for Campbell, not going to be able to do it. Just left. Oh, dude, you have left the door wide open. Corey does not make this through. I'll be very, very surprised. These guys battling it out now once more. Through turn 3 they go. And Corey currently behind Josh. Up front, we've still got half a second of keeping an eye on that one. Keeping an eye on Gunter's time as well. Mind you, he's got an absolute mountain to climb. Whoa! Corey? No. As we say here in the UK, can't park there, sir. But Corey Rutherford, unfortunately, goes off track, and now that allows basically Rene Garcia to go through as well. So now Rutherford is currently 4 seconds behind and 4 seconds in front. So he's going to have a lonely race for the next few minutes. 1 minute 32 on the clock. They would have gone by. We're going to have this one and one more here. Final lap of the race as they're going into turn 4. And Kilroy is still out in front with Alford pressurising him, mind you. He's giving him a good old go. But he's just not making closure. And we're going to already a second back here. Surely cannot take this win. However, his internet is causing a little bit of problems. He's got a little bit of a blink going on. But surely he's not going to be able to take this victory. With only 1 lap remaining. Can he? No. Surely not. Can he? DK, do you know if he does or not? Don't tell me if you do. I'm going to look forward to the final lap here. Final lap of the race. And it's all about whether or not Brody Gunter can take this win. There was a back marker there as well. That's Thompson. There we go. Goes through. Everybody go through. Yeah, he does. Even Gunter as well. Alford is going to be sitting there praying he doesn't get a run on him out of 3. Gunter in the McLaren, Alford in the Porsche. There's literally about, give or take, about half a lap remaining here. Now, I don't expect Gunter's going to give up, but any more than I expect anyone to give him the place. Alford's got to defend like his absolute life depends on it. Round the right-hander now of turn 6. Left of 7, slight little kink, up over the hill, into 8 we go. Right-hander now. Oh, he's still not giving up. Gunter's not giving up. We're going to be coming into turn 10 and 11. Round the left-hander we go. Into the carousel. Is this going to be it? Did Kilroy hang on to the victory? It looking like he did. He's going to come over the line. Barney's waving. Kilroy did take that victory. Alford did hang on. And Gunter right behind him here as well. So well done, Kilroy. For race 1, Alford in 2nd. However, Gunter in third and up 11 places. Stellar job there as well. Calvin Levy in the Mercedes chasing down Nick Batista in the Aston Martin. These guys just wrapping it up around the carousel, and unfortunately for Levy, he is off the side of the circuit. The Seats is going to go through. Seats is going to come across the line and into ninth. And then Levy will come through after that as well. So unfortunate there right at the end. Rene Garcia and Josh Rutherford are going to come down to the line. Rutherford is through with Garcia there as well. Mr. Corey Rutherford, unfortunately we saw what happened to Corey, went off the side of the circuit, and then Rick Thompson comes over the line, and then we're just waiting for the final man here, Casey Campbell, who, must be honest, has had somewhat of a rotten one, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better for Mr. Campbell. There we go. Job's a good one. Right. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you up the results from here. Ron Dalton Kilroy is your winner with Johnny Alford in second. Gunter into third. Rob Henry fourth. Jarrell Williams in fifth. Alex Howland sixth. Ken Eastip seventh. Nick Batista eighth. Dave Seats ninth. Calvin Levy 10th. Joshua Rutherford 11th. Rene Garcia in 12th. Corey Rutherford 13th. Rick is closely followed by Fred, with Casey Campbell and then Brian Dees behind that as well. We obviously know that Brian must have had some form of issue because unfortunately he dropped down the order there as well. We are now into the warm-up. And, well, I mean, that's not a bad opening. 4.5 minutes of warm-up remaining. And if that's race one, we'll bring on race two and let's see how they get on. Because that was a nice little tidy opening here as well. So let's see if race two can bring us the same sort of action and whether or not Gunter does take the victory in race two. I'm not going to lie, he does look incredibly quick. And if he does take the win, I would not be surprised, to be honest, because he is looking very, very speedy. So... what do we think, DK? What happened? Right. 3.5 minutes. I'm just gonna grab a quick drink, guys. And I'll be back before the end of warm-up. To me, was there no sound on the cars? Give me 2 seconds, guys. I've got a funny feeling there has been an issue here because it doesn't sound like we've got cars sounds coming out at the moment. Bear with me. Okay, that's better. Look, why didn't anybody say there wasn't any car noise? Not entirely sure why there wasn't any car noise, because it was working while I was sat here in the warm, getting everything set up, ready to go. There was car noise, but why didn't anyone say? Well, good job we caught it for the 40-minute race, because it would have been a very silent race if nobody had said that we didn't have any car noise currently at the moment. But yeah. Well, we have now, so that's ideal. But yeah, not entirely sure what that disappeared to. It was a bit bizarre, but there we go. Right. Okay. Last minute remaining. I think Fred Thompson here is just having a feel around the track, as is Brian Dees. Oh. As we see Brian going off. If that is completely true, DK, and he is on an Xbox controller, that could be the understanding of why he's gone off, to be fair. You can see the difference of the movement, can't you? Kind of jolts the car rather than turns the car. There you go. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on Brian Dees here because I've got a funny feeling. Could be somewhat of an interesting one. There's a jink on the steering wheel. You can look at the steering wheel. And look how he's jinking the steering wheel. It's actually better from the roll bar cam we did have. Controller. Wow, there we go. Could be exciting. Right. Let's have a look at the grid for race 2. Seats out in front again. Offered second. Kilroy, Henry, Eastep, Howland, Williams, Batista, Thompson, Rick Thompson, Corey Rutherford, Josh Rutherford, and Calvin Levy. And then further down from that, we've got Brian Dees, Brody Gunter, Fred Thompson. I don't think that's correct considering, but let's see if I can correct that. Why would it give me that grid? Very, very bizarre. But there we go. Live and learn. On we go. Once more into the breach. As I said, don't look like Brian Seats or Corey Rutherford or Renegade Sia. But it's going to be Campbell, I believe, who's going to be your up and running man. So it is Campbell out in pole. We'll wait for the correction on the steering wheel. We're up and running. Campbell didn't actually go anywhere as there's lots of jinking below. Seats is trying to take it free wide. Here comes, let's keep an eye on Mr. Dees. Don't forget he's on this wonderful controller who is currently in the pits here at the moment. And it is Corey Rutherford out in front for this 40-minute race. Rick Thompson right behind him going side by side into the keyhole. And already Casey Campbell has not had a good time in race 2. Goes off as he did in race 1. And unfortunately for Campbell, it's a struggle, isn't it, when you're down the order that far. Brian Dees out on the track finally in 17th place. And last here. So let's see how he gets on. But at the moment it is Rutherford out in front being tracked down by Seats. Then you got Thompson, Garcia. Then we got Joshua Rutherford, Batista and Gunter, who is surely going to be looking at trying to come through and take the victory here this evening. He absolutely did a stellar job in race 1. He's tucked up the inside. He's pushed Batista out, shall I say. Batista and Garcia got exactly the same liveries. And now Batista has just lost a position to Kilroy. Rick Thompson losing positions as well. And I've got a funny feeling he might be losing another one very, very shortly here. Oh, nope, it was Rutherford who lost a position because he's on that outside line. Everybody goes through. Kilroy and Gunter, and now Williams is trying to make the move around the outside here. Is he going to be able to get through once more? Rutherford is side by side with Seats going down into turn 1. Rutherford's trying to slide up the inside, not making it through. And Seats does go and take the lead. Rick Thompson is looking like he's just on the path to lose a place to Gunter. And he has done there as well. Gunter's swept around the outside. Rob Henry has just lost a position to Ken Eastep. Casey Campbell, unfortunately, dude, is having an absolute rotten time. How's Brian Dees getting on down here currently at the moment? Well, he's just gone past Fred Thompson. Dees on that controller. So good job from him. He's keeping it on track, I suppose, at the end of the day, where I would keep going. Calvin Levy with Garcia behind and Gunter behind that as well. Garcia's trying to go through. Levy does go off track. Gunter blinks again, unfortunately, here as well. But this was causing a little bit of trouble. Is Garcia going to be able to get past Levy? Is Gunter going to be able to do them both? I've got a funny feeling he does. Whoa! Seats is in the middle of the track. Seats is in the middle of the circuit there as well. That is Seats and Levy together. And Seats went off there, unfortunately, as well. Rick Thompson now with Garcia, with Gunter. Thompson's gone a little bit wide on the exit of the carousel. That's going to allow Gunter to come through. Yep, Gunter is gone through there. Eastnip and Henry, and also they've got Johnny Holford in front of him. Don't forget the man who finished in second in race 1 is there currently down the order in 10th. Now we've got Rene Garcia from DN is looking like Gunter's just about to take another position, and Gunter does. So Gunter's now in second. He's got 2.7 seconds to Rutherford up the road, and then beforehand as well. Let's see how long he can hold on for, as Gunter does look like he's got them better of this circuit already. Howland having a nice little battle here with Rutherford. Rutherford caught Josh Rutherford in front. Howland's looking at sending it up the inside. He's going to be last on the late brakes. He does. Does Rutherford hold it on circuit? No, is the answer to that one. And unfortunately for Josh Rutherford, he loses all the way down, right the way down to 11th place. He's Ken Eastep. Got Calvin Levy coming through as well. But unfortunately for Rutherford, that mistake has just cost him a bunch of positions and is now sitting in 13th. Batista with Howland. Howland looking at going up the inside in that Mercedes. He's got the right hander for this time, but he's going to be on the outside here. Round they go for turn 11, and Howland does sweep round the outside, and job done for him. Garcia, Batista with now, it's got Alford right behind him as well. 129.9, 128.6. Oh my blimeys, that's 1.3 seconds for Gunter there with Thompson from Southern Shores Reality, of course, one of the sponsors here this evening. You can go and check them out. All links down in the description below. Currently driving for Speed Mafia. Oh, he's holding on to that position. That was a big old defense. Rutherford's lost already. He's got 4 attempts here. If Gunter gets out in front, he's going to run away with it, right? If I'm not mistaken. This is basically how this is going to go. If Gunter clears Rutherford, and that 1.2 seconds says he probably will, as Thompson has just lost a position to Kilroy in the Porsche. On the brakes he goes, round the inside of turn 4. Kilroy is through. What about Rutherford here as well? How long can he hold on for before, well, I'm just dreading the fact if Gunter gets through, he's going to pull away. So once he's pulled away, I think this is going to be dead here. He's got the inside line. He's trying to go at the inside of turn 10. He's going to be on the outside 11. Surely he's not going to be able to make that work. No, the door's going to get shut on him. Rutherford just opened up the steering, let that little McLaren push a little bit out there, and Gunter couldn't get through. Batista is battling away with Alford. It looks like Alford has just cleared Batista. Batista's trying to come back on the inside. No doing there for him. Garcia once more. This is where Brody Gunter is going to try, and he's going to get past. He's going to try and run around the outside of the keel. Rutherford trying to lean on him onto the right there. These guys going too wide. Is he going to be able to hold on? Gunter gives him absolutely bucket loads of room on that inside line and says, well, you've got to give me the same on the exit. And he does. And now it's a straight drag by these two McLarens. Gunter on the left, Rutherford on the right. They just swap sides. It's going to be able to run around turn 4. That's going to be the question. It's going to be last on the brakes. He's surely going to try to cut back on him. Did Rutherford hold it? No. Rutherford went off track. He's now gone from first all the way down into 6th place, unfortunately. Well, that in the meantime has released Gunter, who now can just fly, can't he? He can open up that McLaren and say, thank you very much. see you later there as well. So Rob Henry was right behind Batista, but unfortunately he's not on a moment. Eastop is behind Henry, and Eastop is not being able to get close in that BMW to that McLaren. I got a funny feeling that McLaren's just got too much grunt here, which is kind of him surviving here once more as well. Garcia and Williams, it looks like Levy may have just had a little bit of an incident there with Josh Rutherford. These guys on the way round Thunder Valley, and both of them did look slow there as well. Alford has just got to set the fastest lap on a 1:28.42. How long is that going to stay for, especially with the likes going to out in front all on his own? Garcia's in the middle here. He's an Aston Martin in between the two BMWs. So he's sandwiched and squashed right up once more as he's coming on the run up to turn 3. Williams is surely got to be trying to make this move in that BMW, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to try and sweep around the outside into 4. I can't see this working well any more than I can see the backside. Well, Williams does get through. What about Alford? Did he clear Rutherford this time? He did not. So what about Levy and the other Josh Rutherford? Of course, these are on the same run now. Out through turn 3, going down into turn 4. Is he going to be able to hold on? Surely he's got to take that inside line. Surely you've got to try and put your nose up there. No, he did not going into turn 4. And I think from Levy's point of view, he might regret that. Because at the end of the day, he had the door open and he could have made that move, but he just didn't quite get through. What about Corey Rutherford with Johnny Alford? Is Alford going to try and have a go this time? Well, there you go. Just as we go aboard, Alford goes on the inside and overtakes Corey Rutherford there. Job done. Jobs are good, and thank you very much, Rob Henry. In that Martini liveried. Look at the difference. Look, he's alongside already Batista. He's going to have the inside line for 1. Batista says, okay, you take it. And Calvin Levy and Mr. J. Rutherford, Joshua, of course, put their initials in front. That might make it a little bit easier for us. What about Brian Dees here? How you get on, Brian, on your controller? He's currently in 14th place. 30 minutes remaining. Surely he's not going to cause carnage with the back markers, is he? Or the lead guys. Jiggling that wheel like an absolute trooper. Is this steering wheel even straight? Doesn't look very straight, does it? Well, to be fair, how would you know he's on it? If he is on that Xbox controller, he's jinking it right and left to try and hold it. Obviously, he doesn't have the rotation of a wheel, so he can't basically do that. But I think Dees' point of view here is just trying to score points. He only needs to be down where he is currently, and he's going to get points already. As the point system runs 20 for a win and then all the way down there. Oh dear. And off he goes. Unfortunately for him. Rutherford with Levy, and then further up we've got Rick Thompson and the other BMW of Williams. Williams on the right hand side, Thompson on the left. He does go through. Williams, job done, jobs are good. And what about Alford and Howland? Alford manages to stay behind him, behind Howland currently at the moment. Does Howland manage to defend here, or can he hold back this Porsche? I'm not going to lie. Alford, who took obviously second in race 1 behind Kilroy, the eventual winner, he managed to hold off Gunter. Now, whether or not he should have held him off, that's only a question that begs for him, to be honest. But with 28 minutes remaining here, definitely going to be a tough one for Howland. These next minutes are going to be absolutely vital to go on the nose of that Porsche. Will stay on board with him for a few seconds or so. Oh, Howland's just got Garcia. Garcia's looking a little bit wonky there in front of him as well. There's already been contact on that Merc. You can see there in the middle, his number plate already bent up. Surely he's got to have that run on the inside. Take the inside line. Now you're going to have to sweep down the outside. What's Alford going to do? Is Howland going to stay on track? He does. He manages to push the Aston Martin out. That's Garcia, who's just lost 2 places. Plenty of room given by Alford. Alford and Garcia are side by side currently at the moment. Battling out on the run down into turn 1. Orford in. Ooh, it wasn't really brave then. He could have been a little bit braver, I think, and kind of running around the outside if he'd had that option. Fred Thompson has just been lapped there by Rick. I'm going to presume them two are brothers. And then Johnny Alford still with Garcia. And currently Gunther's 2 seconds out in front. 27 minutes remaining here. Let's see how he gets on. Sweeping past Mr. Fred Thompson. Alford's looking up that inside. Not this time. 13th place is Calvin Levy. And unfortunately for Levy, that's what's happened to him. Nose deep into the barrier. And is just about to lose a position by the controller-driven Brian Dees. The Dees up into 30th. The leaders are coming. I'm worrying whether or not we're talking about the chaos because of the fact that obviously he's on a controller. Looking likely to be lapped, right? I'm not going to lie. He is obviously, that's how he's driving currently at the moment. I kind of predicted he might be a good few laps back, even probably 3, 2. Let's go 2. I'll give him a little bit of credit. We'll give Brian Dean some credit. Go 2. As Alford is through on Garcia. We did kind of see that one coming here. And now Alford is going to set after Alex Howland. The cars are very spread out. This is currently the closest battle of half a second at the moment. Can he hold on here with 26 minutes on the clock? Is he going to be able to get through? I don't think anybody's going to be able to catch Gunther. I think Gunther's gone, and that's the job done for him for the day. He just looks too quick. Too much pace there. Garcia with Alford. Corey Rutherford's 1.5 seconds back. There's Corey in the background in the McLaren. Alford has managed to get the gap down to Howland to about 1 second here on lap 10. Around the left-hander they go of turn 5. Dropping down the hill now. Alford's making that gap. He's closed it down to 8 tenths. All about Johnny Alford in the Porsche with Alex Howland in the Mercedes. That's down to 7 tenths now. It's a tricky one in these cars, right? Because some of the cars are, like the McLaren apparently is now the kind of all-rounder. It's kind of quick, it's good on it. It's just an all-round car. But if you've driven the Porsche or the Mercedes for a long period of time, and it looks like Alford has got that Porsche wrapped up right on behind it, it's going to be running side by side with Howland now. Howland's going to give him, concede the position, should we say, and goes through Alford. Alford's next up is Rick Thompson. Can he get away from Howland to get Thompson? That's going to be the question. The leaders are not hitting Brian Dees yet. So I'm wondering if how much chaos he actually caused here. And how much did he cause? That's going to be the question, I think. Alford in the middle of Thompson and Howland. However, judging by last lap times and the fact that Alford did a 1:28.4 and then Howland did a 1:29 and Thompson did a 1:30, I'm pretty sure that Alford's going to be able to catch him within the next 20 minutes that we've got here. So, see how he gets on and whether or not he's going to be able to. Well, he's just gap out of Thompson. If Thompson was a cake, there wouldn't be any part of him left, to be honest, apart from an empty plate with a doily with chocolate crumbs on. Here comes Alford now, sweeping around the final corner. I'm expecting this to be done by the end, basically by either turn 1 or turn 4. There he goes, sweeping past turn 1. Thompson's trying to put up a fight around the outside. I think it's a futile effort, to be honest, because Alford is literally just again, though, 1:29.7, 1:34.5 for Thompson. So Alford can sweep round the outside if he's brave enough, if the gap's going to be there. It is going to be there. Thompson in the BMW respectfully gives him room, and now we've got that run up into turn 4. I'm not entirely sure where you would want to be, to be honest, whether or not you'd want to be on the inside or the outside. I don't think it really matters, as we see cones flying off in the background once more. They do reset every lap, so the marshals do obviously come onto the track, grab the cones, stand them back up, and then watch as people come through and decimate them once more. So I suppose, you know, you've got to have a job and go out and do it again. So that's what they do here, and managing to hold on. But Alford, the only thing is now he's being held up here. You can see Williams down the road about 4.5 seconds. He's being held up by Thompson, no shadow of a doubt. The lap times will tell you that as well, because as you can see, you're going to be able to get through. Not going to be able to get through, I think. Alford over Howland is still Alford 120, 130.9. Thompson on a 137. The Thompson was quicker, but we know obviously from Alford's experience that he's only slower because he's being held up currently. He's got to go for it. Oh, Thompson made a mistake. Thompson in too deep. He didn't lose 1, he lost 3. And unfortunately for Rick Thompson there, we have Garcia goes through, Howland goes through, and Alford goes through all at the same time. So unfortunately, he didn't just lose 1 position, he lost 3 there, which is a bit of a killer, unfortunately. But Rick Thompson, I'm sure, will try and come back in. They're still in this little pack, and he's still battling away with Garcia. Round the left-hander of turn 5 they go, dropping down the hill, through into 6. And Garcia, what was your best time? Well, 129.2. Thompson's best time, 129.5. So they're relatively evenly matched. So this could be a nice little tidy fight going into the final 20. There we go. Thompson trying to get onto Garcia. We'll have to see how he gets on over this lap. He is closing up on him now. Can Garcia get hold of Howland? On that run up through turn 3, coming into turn 4. On the brakes he goes, round a left-hander. Howland's he's kind of looking quite good in that Mercedes now as well. No commentary. Really? You not hear me, John? I wonder how long that's been like that for. Can you hear me now? I haven't touched anything. The bar's still moving in OBS. Nothing's muted. Right, hopefully this has solved an issue that I didn't even aware was actually there for their pit stops. Thompson's going to try and come through. It was Thompson who was battling with these guys, so going to go left. He's going to try and get an exit out of the carousel at the moment. Alford's on his way out. Garcia, Howland, Easter. I can hear you now, but there was nothing for a while. Really? And the funniest thing is, as well, regarding that, I'm so far away from my desk that I'm not actually touching anything. I'm not even near anything to touch. Very bizarre. As Rutherford has got past Garcia and Howland. Most men have pitted now. Or most of the drivers, I should say, has pitted. It was very bizarre that all of a sudden it just cuts off. I haven't even touched anything. I'm not even sat near, but like I'm about a foot away from my desk as well. Right. Where are we at? Well, Goodness still out in front by about 2.7 seconds. Alford's got about 13 to try and catch Kilroy. Let's safely say within about 9 minutes that's going to be practically impossible considering their lap times are relatively close at the moment. Howland and Garcia. Thompson managed to jump both of the pits, which is good. But Howland's now been jumped by Garcia on the exit. I think the fact that there was a 1 second gap in their pit lane times might have something to do with that. To be basically blatantly honest. So Howland is going to have to try and come through as he's coming round turn 11 up into the carousel of 12. 9 minutes 20 on the clock here. Rutherford's under it. Got Garcia right behind him as well. Round turn 1 they go. Off on to what is on that run down into the keel. Rutherford on the inside. Garcia's on the outside. Is there going to be contact there? Oh, Garcia was close, I'm not going to lie. Now in the Aston Martin again with Rutherford behind in the McLaren on this run down now. Is he going to be able to take him? Oh, Rutherford's giving him the inside. Dude, if you're going to give him a door like that, you've got to expect to get robbed. Can't give him a door wide open and then wonder why you lost a position. Like you could have, from Corey Rutherford's point of view, spooky. Yeah, I know. That's the weirdest thing, John. I'm not even here. Anyway, bizarre, very bizarre. But as long as you can hear me now, that's fine. Everything's still moving in OBS. That was the even worse scariest thing, is everything was green in OBS. Why you was telling me there was no commentary, which seemed even more bizarre. But off and running. Corey Rutherford, Garcia and Howland once more. Thompson's off now in 5th. He's up 4 places. Garcia's up 11. Gunter's out in front with up 13. Kilroy up 1. Alford down 1. And is now into 3rd place. And let's see how this one pans out here. I got a funny feeling Gilroy can't have any response for Gunter, right? And I'm not going to lie, that I think Alford's got no response for Kilroy. I think between them it's going to be a Kilroy, Gunter, Kilroy, Alford 1, 2, 3. But Rutherford might be able to hang on from Howland. However, Howland was quick, so if Howland's going to send it out the inside, I would not be remotely surprised. And well, there we go. Jobs are good, and Howland does go through. Not much of a fight from Mr. Corey Rutherford there. And that's Howland and Garcia through, and they can go and resume their battle. Once more into the breach we go. With 6.5 minutes on the clock. 7 seconds now out front. Alford's got the gap down to 8, but I really don't think he's got enough time here. Don't think Alford's can get it. Might be able to get it down a bit, but I don't think he's going to get it down at 8 seconds. 5, 4 maybe by the end if he goes as he is. Last lap time 1:28.7, 1:33, so that'd be wide for Kilroy. And there was an off track in there as well for Dalton Kilroy, so that could be why he's lost them 5 places. Thompson's now being closed down by Garcia. This looks like this could be the main delivery of the action. So, see how Thompson can get on. Can he hold Garcia back? He's lost a position once. Can he hold him? Or is he going to lose that position again? Doing all right at the moment. He's out above a second, so that's fine. Rick Thompson in that BMW. 5 minutes on the clock. The leader has just gone past the start-finish line. 1:27. What we're going to have? 2:54. Probably another 3, maybe 4 laps here. I think Thompson's going to hang on. I'm not going to lie. I think Rick Thompson might actually hang on with his 5th place. Unless something drastic happens over the next few laps and he makes a mistake or something and then he ends up going down the order. But for a minute, if he just kind of stays where he is, 4.5 minutes remaining. Surely just keep the BMW on track, young sir. Round the keel he goes. And off once more. Up that start-finish straight. Garcia's got the gap down again to about a second. Alex Howland and Corey Rutherford have got about 5 tenths, 6 tenths between them currently at the moment. But here's another man. From Thompson's point of view, if you see the looming Garcia, you would sit back and think, oh, he's off track. Oh, no. He's going to get swept by Howland as well. Is he going to lose a position to Corey Rutherford behind that? Just talking about how he just needed to keep it on track, and then all of a sudden he loses it. Oh, he's now sliding that BMW. Rutherford's got to make the most of this opportunity. Been handed it on a plate now. He's just got to literally try and get past him. 3 minutes on the clock. The leader's coming up to 13th place, which is Brian Dees. Of course, rumour has it that Mr. Dees is on an Xbox controller here, which is going to be even more exciting, as Fred Thompson is just about to be lapped again in that BMW. Is Corey Rutherford going to be able to sweep down the outside? That's going to be the question. He doesn't really want to get held up any longer. He's chasing down Rick at the moment. There is the leader. The leader is coming up behind Brian Dees. There was Brian Dees in front of us. Of course, rumour has it he's on an Xbox controller here, so at this point of the race circuit, it could be an interesting one. Rutherford still chasing down on Thompson. Keep an eye on the gap. It's about 5-6 at the moment. 5 tenths. But here we go. Sensible thing now. Lift and let him through. Into the keel. No. Okay. Not going to do that. He is going to run wide. Doors wide open. Good to cam through. Just, I think from... Oh, there's been action at the Casey. Oh, Campbell. Campbell's having a rotten time. Howland is still holding back Thompson. Thompson's still holding back Rutherford. Good news, just gone past at D's. He has done. Makes another stellar overtake. Puts another lap on him. Going to be round. It's going to be the final lap this time around. Oh, who's in ninth? Rob Henry, I think. It is. Henry's grass tracking. He is grass tracking and off he goes. Unfortunately for him, is Rutherford going to get Thompson? Is he going to get him before the end? Well, only time's going to tell, but I think Gunther has gone over, taken the final lap of the race here, and he's out 10 seconds at the moment. Johnny Holford 5 seconds behind Kilroy. I said 4. That wasn't a bad guess. Maybe it did finish off that way. Thompson. Howland in front. Rutherford behind. These guys have been backwards and battling away until the pit stops, of course. And they go round turn 1, doing an absolutely stellar job. 9 tenths left. The field's quite spread out currently at the moment, with your leader Brody Gunther taking 3rd in race 1, and he looks like he's going to pick up another win here. And I say another because he's already 14 deep into the season. So for him, he's no stranger to winning. And looks like he's going to do it again as he comes around the carousel. To the left hand, we go over the line. Brody Gunther is your victor here. So Gunther goes through. Did Thompson hang on to Rutherford? He's actually closer to Howland than Rutherford is to him. So I think Thompson may have held on to 7th place. On the carousel. He's going to be able to make the dive up the inside. He's not. On the run down to the line. Jobs are good in there as well for him. Absolutely stellar job. These guys come over the line. There they all go. Waiting for the last of the finishers, which will be Mr. Fred Thompson. Here he goes. The Henry. Nick Batista. Levy's finished as well. There's Batista. And the final man, Ross Circuit. Job done there as well. So here are the results of this feature race. Brody Gunther does take the victory by 11 seconds, with Dalton Kilroy 2nd, Johnny Alford 3rd, Darrell Williams 4th, Freddie Garcia 5th, Alex Howland 6th, Rick Thompson 7th, Corey Rutherford 8th, Rob Henry, Nick Batista, and Nick Batista's actually last man on the lead lap. Joshua Rutherford in 11th, Calvin Levy 12th, Brian Dees 13th, Fred Thompson 14th, Kenny Stipp 15th, Casey Campbell and David Seats are down the back end of the field. So there we go. There's Brody Gunter just sat there looking proud and loud, and I won, you didn't. Thank you very much. Take care. Enjoy yourself. Good job there as well. So there we go, guys. That is the ASRL from Mid-Ohio here this evening, and an absolutely stellar job from them, guys. Incredible win. And we had Kilroy, Alford and Gunter 1, 2, 3 in race 1, and Gunter, Kilroy, Alford in race 2. So they swap position there as well. But thanks so much for joining me this evening. It's going to be an absolutely epic evening of racing. And as always, guys, from myself, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.